Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And the Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2 minutes to play. First half. It's 14-0. Now a 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss.
Intercepted. They'll take over first and 10.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. Their tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. First and 10. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
17-yard line.
Trap 60, trap 60. 79 Broncos. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Ready. Cougar 19. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Three. Go.
They'll set up to throw. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Second and 10.
Back. 70 Lions. 60 Lions. 60 Lions. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Come on. Hit. 70 Timberwolves. 7 Pirates. 7 Warriors. 70 Panther and Dragon. 6. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. To the right side and intercepted. Racing to the end zone. The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Ready, break.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
Come 19, draft pick 18, Pioneer. Buffalo 18.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 19 tight. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Mustang 19.
Now back to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That went down the field for Strange. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 23. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Throwing right in, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
48-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's caught. It's Flowers. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this one is right down the middle. And that will do it for this first half.
14, Lions 10.
It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Ready, ready. Here we go, here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
That's downfield. He's got Loveland. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. There's a short one caught by Loveland. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On the ground, this is Quinshawn Judkins. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Okay, ready? 18 card.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
19 Tiger. Take off.
Judkins is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Well, that's one stuff. We'll see if this defense has another in their back pocket.
And I just wonder on the other side of the ball, do you just challenge the big guys up front? This is short yardage situation. We ought to be able to pick this up. Or do you say to yourself, they are awfully tough. I've got to throw it on this down.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
This 2nd and 4. Now a handoff running through the middle. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
That is caught. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Gets past one man. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one good for 14 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. 70 Ranger, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 18, Pioneer.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
70 Lions. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Hey, watch motion.
Back to throw again. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot. So what can they do to get closer now on 3rd down? They'll look to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
70 Timberwolves. 19 Lions. Street. 79 Broncos. Warriors 70. Hurt. 7 Pirates. Trap 60. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Britton Strange from 17 yards out. And the Voyagers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Out of the gun now on third down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Jamel Dean.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a one-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
50. Ready? 18. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This one complete to his fullback. Oh, no, he lost the football. And will they call it a touchback? No, it's out at the 1-yard line. They were inches there from blowing a golden scoring opportunity. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Ready, go! Ready.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. The loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hawk 70, Hawk set, Warriors 70. 79 Broncos. Dragon 60. Ready.
Back to throw. He'll try to do it himself. As he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. This is 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Let's go. Move it, my team. Check smash. Dragon 60. Panther 11. 18. Pioneer. 19 tight.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Now a run here off the RPO. He's got a man complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
That's going to change things in a hurry. That shortens the field considerably, and now they're on the move.
Just the one timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Here's 1st and 10.
First down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Detroit.
Back to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner.
Intercepted. first and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Deputy Lions.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they were spurred on by a strong performance.